Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but here at Tweet4 Media, we definitely disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. Gentlemen, aspiring gentlemen, and of course our partners that hold us down. I'm Ron Grant. Welcome to Season 2 of The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, a show poised to help guide modern-day men into the best possible 21st century distinguished gentleman that we can be. Don't worry, it doesn't always involve suits and bow ties, but raw real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. Thank you all for taking this journey with me. A true understanding of one's self is perhaps the most important quality any young man could have. Our guest today knows who he is, and he ain't ashamed to show it. He's confident, inspiring, and one of our territory's most talented. He has a strong sense of family, and community, and it speaks through his music. A father, mentor, friend, not to mention a musical genius. Straight out of Sikosby, the one and only King Jedi, a true 21st century distinguished gentleman. We talk music, culture, fatherhood, and so much more. It's a conversation you don't want to miss. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. You're watching The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman.
The win! Oh! I'm freaking out!
Is time.
284 Music.
Coming to you live and direct from the beautiful British Virgin Islands.
What's poppin', what's really good, what's happening, what's up?
Davis has won it for the Lakers!
Viewers, welcome back. You're watching The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman. I'm your host, Ron Grant. King Jedi, thank you so much. Welcome to The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Straight out of Sikosby.
Yes, sir. Straight out.
You have an amazing quality when it comes to sense of community, when it comes to who you are. And I see that and I observe that in the way you deal and interact with the people of your community.
Right.
In addition to that, you're a father. You have been in the music industry since 2008, am I correct?
Yeah, about
Okay.
2008.
We have a lot to talk about, but I want to begin by speaking about your community and the village that raised you. We often hear it takes a village to raise a child, but we don't often point out what it takes to raise a man. That same village, I would think, is essential in not only raising the child, but keeping the man himself. Speak to me a bit about Sikosby and your upbringings and what that means to you.
It's a very good question. Very good way to open the discussion also. I wouldn't specify only Sikosby.
Okay.
I was raised in the third.
Okay.
So we're speaking of being raised from Slaney, Dove's Bottom area, straight down into the heart of Sikosby, from Albion straight down to Trelfall, you know, even some of Hanover's and so forth. So being at an entire district like this, raised a child like myself, is a very intricate part of myself growing up because, you know, my grandparents are well known in the district. My mother is also well known. So anything I would do in the district, my mom would know. She would automatically know, you know. So being raised in a thought, you know, also helped me become the individual I am today. I'm well grounded in the district. You know what I'm saying? I still have those grassroots from the district because I interact. You know, I love the fact that I can go to any of the elders, you know, and have conversations with them. And, you know, they always teach me about, you know, the older days, thing that transpired before my time. And I can also, you know, speak on certain things I've seen during my upbringing that we can relate to.
Right.
You know, certain elders' names I can call. And they'll ask, like, how you know this person, you know. And just the fact that being my grandfather growing up, I was able to meet these individuals and also see, you know, how we congregate today as men in the bars and we have conversation. Those things, they weren't bars so much back then. They were more like the little mom and pop shops on the side.
right.
You know, they'll
Corner
haul out a
stores,
little
yeah.
flat with a little scotch inside of it, and they have conversations. Now that I'll be around that.
Okay.
So, you know, those things raised me where, you know, I just feel like I'm a product of my community. You know, one of the, I would say, you know, some would say like the OGs, you know what I'm saying? One of the young ones coming up to my community.
Nice. Seacoast Bay in of itself is an amazing place to be, and I like you, and that's how I know, because in just observing and looking, I see the way you interact with the older men, particularly, and it's quite refreshing. When you look at Aaron Parillon, the boy, no Aaron Parillon, the man, King Jedi, talk to us about the growth in becoming who you are and the transition to really solidify the level of confidence in self. And let me just point that out, because a lot of people get it mixed up, they get it screwed up. People want to take confidence for arrogance. But let me be the first to say, if you have not heard it before, if you don't love yourself, if you don't have the confidence it takes to do whatever you're going to do, nobody else is going to do it. So please stop mixing up, and I'm speaking for myself as well. Stop mixing up confidence for being cocky. It's important to understand who you are and to wear that and carry it. Talk to us about the transition from boy to man.
Boy, young man walking through the district, sometimes bare feet. You know, not saying we had shoes, but it was just so much of a youthful upbringing. We did everything from riding bicycles to stealing mangoes. You know, we knew when certain individuals would go to work, so we parade inside of their yards, go in the mango trees, go in the guinea trees. You know, the transition from that era now to the place I am at now is as you say, refreshing. And it's remarkable for the fact that the very same individuals I grew up idolizing, they now look to me. You know, and it's very humbling also that the respect aspect is still there. You know, from my point of view, I still respect them the same way I respected them 10, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever the case may be. You know, with my district now, we come from a community where one of the most overlooked, extremely talented, but one of the most overlooked. And
Why would you say that? Why do you think that is?
I'll look at sports. We had several athletes from our community, but seldom were given the opportunities to perform overseas or to even be placed on national teams and so forth. Not taking anything away else from anyone, but I knew from my community, we have hella basketball players, hella athletes. A few of them rose to the occasion. Deanna Watley, outstanding. She was very outstanding as an athlete. Deanna
Beautiful
Watley,
artist as well.
I'm just gonna get there. Deanna Watley as an artist. Today, you hear names being called around as gospel musicians, gospel artists. Deanna is still one of the greatest
Facts.
from this country. And she's from the third.
One of first to ever do it.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? A territorial song sung by Deanna Watley. So I look at Be More, Mackenzie Baltimore, another one. You know, when we speak of one of the greatest Fungi bands to ever grace this earth, Lashing Dogs, from the third.
Straight out of Seacoast, baby.
You know what I'm saying? And it came from the originals to the Lashing Dogs. And then a branch from the Lashing Dogs now became the Razor Blades. And, you know, Razor Blades.
Having something to look up to, musically.
Very
musically,
much,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying in the third, there's a level of confidence we walk with because we know we're very overlooked, but extremely talented. So we have to push our chest out a little further than everyone else.
That explains a lot.
You know what I'm saying?
That explains a
We
lot.
push our chest out.
Okay.
And I'll speak on the representative also. You know, he speaks with that vigor from the district itself. Because like I'm saying, we're very overlooked but extremely talented individuals. So, you know, whenever we showcase ourselves, most people confuse it for being cocky.
Yeah.
I've been confused. I've been told, you're too cocky and you're too this and that.
Tone it down.
And I too have evaluated myself. Okay, maybe I should probably just smooth it down a little more for them. You know what I'm saying? Bring them along instead of trying to push it in front of their faces.
Okay.
Tone it down, bring them along, then expose them to the talents. You know what I'm saying? So it was a learning process. It still is a learning process for me, but I think I have it now.
Good.
I think I
Good.
have it
And I think you do too, if I may say.
Yes, thank
You spoke about the great, one of the greats, Fungi music. The aspect of that and that coming out of Seacoast Bay.
Yes.
Aubrey Fobbs, someone that I truly admire. And I believe, without, maybe he knows, maybe he doesn't know, but has served as an inspiration for persons like yourself when it comes to music and culture. Elmore Stout is another one.
Yes.
Tremendous talent. And throughout the years, they have found a creative way of imparting local culture into music that is very timeless. You are now a member of the Razor Blades.
Yes.
And you, perhaps with or without knowing, are really solidifying your place when it comes to cultural music. Speak to me about what it's like being a part of the Razor Blades.
Extremely fun. Just being able to watch people have fun through your expressions and through your musical genius, it's extremely humbling and fun. We go everywhere and we have fun.
I see it.
Yes, we
yeah.
go everywhere and we have fun. I don't care if we play for one person in the audience or we play for 1,000. We have fun. All we need to see is that one person dance.
Nice,
And that's it. We have fun within the band. We dance within the band. We make sure we play music because we enjoy what we do. You know what I'm saying? And as a young group, I'm always trying to encourage others not to be afraid to make leaps and bounds when it comes to music. There's no one spectrum with music. If you have a gift, give your gift to the world. Because the very same gift God gives you, there's a timer on it. Just like there's a timer on your life,
Wow.
there's a timer on your gift. You waste your gift, you lose the door. You lose that open door. You expose your gift, many doors open. Because what you'll do, if you're an explorer like I am with music, right? You'll never be great at one thing,
Okay.
but you'll be damn good at a lot of things.
Well, let me tell you something. You're speaking to, I'm sure you're speaking to a lot of young men, but you're also speaking to me. Because we have a tendency of stifling ourselves because it makes other people uncomfortable. And I cannot tell you the amount of persons, both in my immediate family. My dad is one in particular. When he calls me, usually the conversations kind of stem from, so when you sing, you know, when you do this, when you learn
Right.
the banjo, when you do this,
Right.
and you're absolutely right, you know, in that regard. So thank you for sharing that. Being in the music industry since 2008, speak to the challenges and the difficulties that may have come about in the industry and how you were able to deal with them.
I have watched music evolve.
Okay.
I have watched music evolve in this country. Being one of the first rappers to actually seeking to take this extremely serious. I faced many criticism. Some of it I took to heart. Some of it I had to lean on others around me for encouragement, for wisdom also. You know, I think placing myself with Jugu was was what cemented my confidence even more, because he's an individual that I learned from by his movements, just by his expressions, by his examples. I learned from his examples, you know, the way how he commands a crowd, you know what I'm saying? So being able to now take what I learned from him, like I'll go to a lot of vibe functions and I wouldn't dance, absorb.
Okay.
And then I'll critique, and I'll, you know, me and Jugo, we have conversations. I like to say, and, you know what I'm saying? And I have those conversations, but I think he knows the fact that I'm a sponge. So anything he says,
Yeah, you're sucking it in.
yeah, I suck it in, and we understand music. I like that is why me and him have been together since 2008, 2009. Now my first big hit, Jugo produced it, Jugo mixed, Jugo mastered it. Everything was done by Jugo. So, you know, finding my way with Jugo along the way now, other challenges came in between. There was a point in time where I lost confidence in music because trying to put forward good music and always being critiqued, always being battered down, you know, by my own, it was extremely discouraging.
It's painful. Yeah.
It was extremely discouraging, but, you know, like I say, that talent speaks, that time bomb, that ticker on it. And I said, you know what? Damn if I do, damn if I don't. But damn I will.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Damn I will.
Good.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to do music that I love. To hell with making music to satisfy people. I'm going to do music that I love. And hopefully now people will become satisfied by that.
Awesome.
So I made a transition from doing a lot of hardcore, you know what I'm saying? I'm still a lover of hardcore rap, but I think I'm a smooth dude.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to touch into that aspect there. So listening to more soul music.
Yes.
You know, getting into those from the 80s, from the 70s, a little more Al Green, a little more Teddy Pendergrass,
Awesome
a little
stuff.
more Peebo Bryson coming up there, a little more Billy Paul in between there, some Aretha Franklin, just learning now, learning to read bars. You know what I'm saying? Learning to read bars in between music, knowing when transition comes in, when hooks, when the peaks in hooks should come about.
Yes.
You know, bridges and so forth. And there's small little aspects in music I'm willing to teach. I'm willing to teach local artists. There's small little aspects in music that you have to pay attention to. Certain word plays, knowing when to project and when to take it back. You know what I'm saying? You have to always understand the producer creates the waves, but you're the ocean.
You're teaching right now. You're giving a master class essentially,
Yes.
which I love. I love.
Yes, the producer creates the waves, but you're the ocean. So you're the spectrum everybody wants to swim into. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know, you know, put things into perspective. Music also sets a mood. You know what I'm saying? So you have to know, make music based on individuals' moods. You know what I'm saying? When individuals are down, you have to also ride momentums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Momentum is a serious aspect when it comes to music. Ride momentums, and also be willing to work with people. No one artist can be great without the collaboration of another. You know what I'm saying? Have people around you that are serious about the craft as you are, and then you gel.
Yes.
And so, like individuals like Brent, I've worked with the Kamau Jaji, the Alton Bortis,
Yes.
Lincoln Ward. I've spoken about Brent, Crystal. I've had Showtime Band that did music.
It's a
with
musical
Showtime
village
Band.
right there, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much people now that I've worked with around here that I've started to know, broad in my scope now. So I'm working with international artists now, individuals who's doing music that I love. Love West Coast music.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So I tapped into a an artist out there. His name is Glasses Malone.
Okay.
You know, was previously signed by Cash Money. Now he's with Blue Division, and I have an extremely solid record with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just, like I'm saying, I'm doing the music that I love. I didn't say because individuals love West Coast music. I love West Coast music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You like West Coast music.
I love West Coast music.
We
So
have that in common because
yes,
it's amazing.
It's amazing. It's one of those. It's
refreshing and
probably
it's
the
dope.
Yeah, bouncy music, and it's really laid back.
It gets you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
You know,
Awesome.
so I'm in that spectrum right now. You know what I'm saying?
Great. Amongst all that you do, amongst all that you are, community activist, service to the community, a musician, you are also a father. Talk to us about that role and how has that impacted your life?
I've had my challenges, you know.
Thank you.
I've had my challenges, and being honest, I have 3 beautiful young individuals. They're incredible. You know what I'm saying? Incredible. Like, I can see a spectrum of me in each of them.
Nice.
As they come, me and my son, we speak about music. You know, he's always asking me if I heard the latest Ty Dolla $ign this, and he's also sending me beats that he's now producing. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So, you're looking at that part now. He's following the music. My daughter now, my oldest daughter, she is going to be an amazing singer. I kid you not. I am not rushing her into anything.
Okay.
I'm just like giving her angles. Baby, okay, you might want to hit this tone here. Oh, listen to this song here. I'll send her music. I'm not forcing her to listen to stuff. I'm just sending her, listen to this. Tell me if you like this. No, listen to this. So I'm starting to see the type of artist she wants to be. She wants to be like the Aaliyah type. And she has incredible vocal range. You know what I'm saying? So I'm allowing that to mature in itself, because when I'm ready to now take off and run with her,
Good.
she has no choice but to. I'm allowing her to listen to music, and you should hear her when it comes to backgrounds, backup vocals. She knows all of the altos and she knows everything.
Wow.
You know, and this from her singing along with other artists. You know, so I'm getting ready to do her YouTube channel and all of those other things, but
Nice.
I'm gonna just give her space, because you want to do that. I have another little princess now. She's gonna be a singer also. You know, so being a father is just. I don't think I think sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves as parents to raise kids. It's more like being a facilitator. You know what I'm saying? Figuring out what they love and just facilitate them. You know what I'm saying? Guiding them. I don't, because of how I was raised, you know what I'm saying? My mother never forced me to do anything. She just wanted me to do whatever I love doing. So I want to do the same thing for my kids, you know what I'm saying? But be firm on them with certain aspects. You know what I'm saying? But whatever they love doing, I'm going to support it 110%. If they want to ride bikes, I'm going to support it, because in anything they love doing, there's a way to make money in it. You know what I'm saying? I would love one of my daughters to become a dentist.
Really?
Yes. I
Why
always
a-
tell my
why a
oldest daughter,
dentist?
because I just, like, every time you set an appointment to go to a dentist, it's booked up. So
Yeah, facts.
that
Yeah,
means
yeah. There's a
that
need.
means there's a need. You know what I'm saying? Also, to become a chiropractor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We have none here. We have none in the country. The last were Nicole Schultz and Dr. Glenmore. We have none here, so you have to wait. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I believe in preparing my kids for industries that our country needs.
I understand
You know what I'm saying?
completely.
Instead of forcing them to become managers and accountants, and we have a million of those, but we have so few of these. You know what I'm saying? So I want to just, push them into consistently getting into their airbags about this. You know what I'm saying?
Amazing. In being a facilitator, as you so uniquely put it, is there anything that you've learned about yourself in facilitating for your kids?
no one man has all the answers. I always seek advice. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with them. Allow them to express themselves. You know what I'm saying? Give them the opportunity to express themselves. Around me, I'm probably the coolest father. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be extremely formal, especially my son. But I look at him now at age 12, and I think of Aaron at age 12.
Okay.
I said, okay. Even at age 12, didn't really have much of that father figure around. So what type of father do I want to be to my son at age 12? I gotta be cool. I got to teach him, have conversations with him about high school. I had girlfriends in high school, Find out where his mind is at, what he likes doing, you know what I'm saying? And with my daughter now, she's about to become 11. So it's a whole different scope right there. I'm very much of a girl dad.
Okay.
So I talk about developments of the body and those type of things. And, just the other day, we went to an event Rotary had for Halloween. And when we were leaving, I was telling them, probably like when you reach about 18, 19, we probably go out and have a drink together. They were like, nyak, this and that. But I was telling them, being able to do that with your father or with a parent is priceless.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Priceless. When I reach that age, I'll probably be in my early 40s and so forth. I'll still be hip. They look like, Daddy, you're getting old. And just, hey, cool it.
Okay.
Cool it. They still got bones. They got a lot of bones. You know what I'm saying?
When we look at our community, there's been a lot happening from District 1 through 9. We see a lot of loss of life. We see a lot of our young men visibly in pain and not knowing how to express that pain. We see the community now interpreting that or misinterpreting that for a lot of different things. When you look at Virgin Islands and you look at the fact that our kings are being attacked the most, what would you like them to understand about their worth?
That's a very good question. On my way coming here, I'm usually asked the question, how are you living? I say, I live damn good. I don't have to have everything, but I live damn good because I live by design. I live by my own design. I choose to live happy. So whatever happiness means to me, I'm going for it. If I feel like, eating this today, I'm gonna do it. A lot of our young kings around here, they're not being brought up by the community anymore. I think they are left to be brought up by themselves and by peers. That is dangerous. When you're left to be brought up by your peers, I think we're all praise in a shark tank. So swimming with another prey, you're both praise. But if you probably swim next to a dolphin will teach you how to dodge the sharks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll put in that spectrum right there from a shark tank. I cry out a lot for these young men because these times are so much different to us growing up. At some of their ages, I was more interested in when summertime comes, sea, selling fruits, hanging with friends. You know what I'm saying? Now the times have changed. Yes, you have the scooters, and we're in a technological era right now where there's less time for the grandparents to actually, be home with the kids. I think having grandparents is so important in young kids' lives.
Yes.
Because where the moms and pops fall short, the mamas and the dadas pick up at that end. You know what I'm saying? So now we have grandparents out working also. So these kids are left to be raised by themselves and by their peers. You know, from a violence standpoint, it's very alarming. You know, and I'll go back to, you know, our era of growing up. And we fought, we had one or two little fist fight. Then probably 2-3 weeks after we chilling.
Friends again.
We chilling, you know what I'm saying? Because we never took things so personal. But if you get in an argument, your life is threatened. You know, you look at an individual, anyway funny, your life is threatened. You know what I'm saying? And that is alarming. Like, okay, now how do I raise kids in this era now?
Yes.
That is very, when I hear people saying that I don't want to have kids, I sympathize with them because I understand where they're coming from.
Yeah,
It's very hard.
They don't know how to deal with it.
It's very hard, I know, and with things that are transpiring now, even from an education standpoint, I sympathize with the teachers, I sympathize with the kids even more because I know how important it is for a child to be in a classroom. The development inside of a classroom versus them being home in front of a computer screen. There's a lack of focus right there. And, you know, the interaction with a teacher and a child is a therapy session for both. You know what I'm saying? So
Awesome.
it's extremely tough.
Thank you so much, Jedi. We are out of time, believe it or not. Thank you so much for coming and imparting your knowledge and your wisdom. We could talk for hours.
Yes, we can.
I,
You know,
I
'cause-
appreciate it very
Yeah.
much. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman. Your host, Ron Grant, with the man himself, King Jedi. Thanks for tuning in.